everyone. Welcome back to Detroit Prepping. I'd like to talk today about what happens when help's not coming. I don't think most people realize how fragile our existence in larger cities and even suburbs and some rural areas are. I think most people don't have a perspective as to what a human being will do to them when they think no one is watching and they think there are no repercussions for their actions. I learned this firsthand, most notably with my next door neighbors. I introduced myself to them when I moved here and attempted to be friendly in any way I could. I've noticed that their grass had not been cut, and when I was out cutting my lawn, made it a point to cut theirs and never asked for a penny. Never said, "Hey, I cut your grass, you owe me, why didn't you thank me?" Never a concern. Now, what I didn't realize is that my kindness had been taken for weakness, and with that began the encroachment upon my property. Now, after introducing myself to the people that lived in this home, it was obviously known that I lived here. I had seen them daily, and obviously from me coming and going and them never leaving the house for any purpose other than recreation or enjoyment, they knew my schedule. And would do things that they knew would upset me and show that they were in control of not only their house, but my house and several houses beyond. Now, the reason they didn't use their driveway, I would never be able to tell you. The reason they thought it was okay to use my driveway, again, I'll never be able to tell you. However, on several occasions, I was blocked into my driveway and unable to go to work. Now, I had no repercussions at this time other than to call the police. Yeah, I could have put my four-wheel drive in low, dropped the plow blade, and pushed the car out across the street. But what would have been the end result of that? It would have been me in trouble after freeing myself from captivity. The amazing part to me was always that upon the police arrival, they would knock on the door and no one would answer. An hour to 2 hours later, when the tow truck showed up to move the car from my driveway, lo and behold, everyone from the house is out in the street, fussing and cussing, accusing me of not living there, number one, even though my driver's license stated that this was my current address. Number two, saying I could have simply knocked on the door and they would have moved it, when the real answer to that knock would have been, "Get the fuck off my property," if not a bullet through the door. Because they had been allowed to run wild, unchecked and unimpeded by any neighbor or any law enforcement official. Now, I think the most important part I hope I can convey to you is that these were in the best of times. These are when the lights were on. This is when 10, 15, maybe 20% of the businesses in this neighborhood had "for help" signs. And the fact of the matter is, it won't be better once the lights are out. It won't be better once the church buses no longer deliver food to people who have no desire to do anything else except consume other people's items, time, property, and return nothing to the individual they took from, the community they are draining from, and the neighborhood that they're destroying. See, they had nothing to lose. Everything they had was taken. Taken from someone else who worked hard for it. And the reply from law enforcement was, they're criminals, and if you're not, you'll do the right thing. Well, let me assure you, doing the right thing is not easy. And thankfully, there was the rule of law and repercussions. Because my experience with my neighbors would have gone a total different direction. It wouldn't have drawn out over a 3 or 4 year period. It would not have ended with me licking my wounds and thanking my lucky stars that my house was not destroyed. Any damage done to my property and vehicles was easily repaired. And that I have again another chance to start anew. And though I've lost some items, some personal possessions, I didn't lose my most important thing, and that was my freedom. And every day I get to spend above ground. I hope everyone watching takes the time to think about the person living next door to them, the person living across the street from them. There's a problem now, when we are living in the best of times, where the average man or woman lives better than any king or queen ever lived before modern times. I fear what we have to look forward to when we are ruled over again by kings and queens, dukes and earls, madmen, mad women. Thanks for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoyed. And if nothing else, I hope you have a good day.